Basically, this is gonna be one end, the scratching end, and there's gonna be two of these, but for now, this is just kind of a prototype mock-up. So we got this end, then they want to connect it to this so that it can also bend and move. And what I found was, I have this pipe here, and it fits like perfectly. Fits perfectly inside of here, and it'll also spin. And that's what he wants. He wants it to be able to spin while it's on there. So let's try stuff. All right, so I got this viced up, and let's use the small M12 saw, and let's see how it does here. So maybe a 16th to an 8th depth there with the M12. Let's try with the M18. You know, obviously, the M18 is gonna do better. But let's just say you just had the M12. I'm gonna finish this off with the M12 just to see. All right, M12 time. Same blade, by the way. Before it drops off, I mean, it'll do it. M18 will do it better, maybe faster, but the M12, it'll get the job done.
As far as heat goes, right there has been like, that was like 140 amp, way too hot. And then I went 135, and then I stopped and I went 130, and then I went to 120, and that's been the best so far. So in other words, too hot, lesser hot, just right.
All right, this is what we got going on. And that sucker's just gonna like slide doop, right down there, sit down there. So now I gotta work on the other side.
And just so we're clear, this guy's not looking for perfection, obviously, so he's good with it.
So then this is gonna get welded to the pipe on the ranch. And then I basically just made a big old washer. And that's gonna go on here. And then this is gonna get connected to here. And as far as the tip of the day, the M12, this is a freaking nightmare mess, I know. The M12 will do everything the M18 will do, it just does it slower. That's the only thing. There's just less power, less RPMs on this guy, but it can get the job done. This is a nice little backup. This is my go-to. I use this for like 90% of stuff. But the M12 by far is still a good option, especially for hobbyists. It's great.
This is super thick metal, so I think I'm gonna bump it up to 135 and then just run it fast. I mean, I don't have to go that fast because it's pretty thick, but I don't want to put in a bunch of heat just for practice, even though this could easily take it. I mean, this is thick stuff here. So yeah, 135 and fast, and then we'll see how it goes. All right, I got it set to 135 and I'm running it pretty fast. But this is some pretty thick metal, so I think 135 is a good setting. Let me know what you guys think.
All right, I did a 135 all the way around, lots of heat. So I think we got good fusion. Let me know what you guys think. Oop.
Just stitch welded that on because it's only going to hold the cap. All right, now I'm fusing the spring to the cup and then a cup to the pole at the ranch. The spring to this thick plate, it's super thick, so I had to bump it up to 145. And that's actually looking much better, and then just moving as fast as I can. That seems to be 145 right there, seems to be the best, but what do y'all think?
All right, here's how it turned out. Just got to get some paint on there. And then I got this part. So then this slides on that, stops down there, and then this will kind of cap it and it will hold it down. And I'll show you that here in a sec. All right, here's what it looks like with it on. And then, so it'll just, I can't really show you, but this spins. Let me see if I can knee it. Hold on. Here we go. There you go. Scratching my knees up for you guys, so thumbs up the video. But there you go, it spins, trust me. Went a little overboard with the black paint, but that's okay. More protection. He ended up liking it so much that he wanted me to do another one. So here we go. I cleaned up a little bit. I got multiple projects going on, so it's gonna, but it looks better than it did in that last video, or that last scene I did. But I redid this piece because the first piece, and this is obviously the second one I'm building, but the first one I built, this circle piece, this cat piece, looked crazy. So it was just it wasn't a circle. This isn't perfect by all means. It's not perfect, but I just wanted to redo it just because it's just good to do your best work when possible. And I didn't want to give the impression that I didn't care about that piece. Again, the customer wanted it to kind of be more like, make it out of scrap, try to do it quickly, and make it strong. So aesthetically speaking, he didn't care about the aesthetics, but just for the people watching, and for the culture, I made this piece better than the last piece. All right. And now we have the scratcher station.
As soon as I put it on, they wouldn't leave it alone. I couldn't even tighten it up before they were wanting to mess with it. Anyway, thank you, bro. Came out good.